Hello and welcome to another run-through of Onirim. Today we're trying out the first of the expansions, the Book of Steps Lost and Found. Components you can see here are extra door cards that tell you in what order you need to redeem the door cards from the main game. I'm going to shuffle these up and I'm going to place them out along the top, and I can't pick up the door unless it's the next one on the list that I haven't obtained. So far I've found this makes the game quite a lot more difficult. To help you cope with it, you have this card here, which explains a couple of spells that you're able to use. This first one here, in the easy version, there's two sides. The hard version will play the easy version. You can spend 5 cards from the discard pile, removing them from the game entirely, in order to do almost an anti-prophecy. Look at the bottom 5 cards, put 1 on top, and put 4 on the bottom in an order of your choosing. For 7 cards from the discard pile, you can swap any 2 doors in the order. Now this is a very useful spell, and it takes up most of my strategy in this version. Now if you get a nightmare card and you happen to have 10 cards in the discard pile, you can get rid of 10 of them to allow you to discard a nightmare. So expensive, but useful in some situations, especially near the end of the game. So this expansion really increases the difficulty of the game. I think my win rate is down to maybe 1 in 4 after about 5 or 6 plays through with this. And I find one way to strategize this is to discard cards from the top of the deck when you get nightmares to help you with your spells. Of course, that's going to depend on whether you have the correct cards. Obviously, brown is rare, and it's first, so I'm going to try and get that out of the way before moving on to the other colours. So let's see what we get to start with in any case. So I've got ridiculously lucky here, and as you can see I've got 3 brown cards, all of different symbols, and I'm going to use them straight away with no regrets in order to earn this brown door very efficiently. And that doesn't happen very often in this version. It can happen quite a lot in base Onirim, but in this version it is quite tricky to get your first door relatively quickly, because it can't just be any colour of door, and you can't play any spells because you don't have any cards in the discard pile. So to begin with, let's start with a sun. We've got a nightmare, and based on principle I'm going to discard 5 cards from the top of the deck. So obviously we've lost a brown key and a brown sun, which is never nice, but I've already earned one of my brown doors, almost. There's nothing that could really stop me from earning it. And there it is, so that's the brown door. It's the first one in the chain, so I can look through as per normal and get the brown door, and then give them a shuffle. So now we're on to green cards. So it starts to get difficult now, because as you can see, I don't have any green cards, and I don't quite have enough cards to make an anti-prophecy, or to switch cards. I think I can make an anti-prophecy. Oops, I saw some cards there, so I'll shuffle again. I think I can make an anti-prophecy, but I don't think it would be enough to give me 3 green cards. And so what's going to happen here is I'm going to have to end up discarding cards, because I can't use them, and I need to replenish my hand. So I've got 3 red cards. I suppose it's best to know what's coming up, and if there happen to be 3 green cards, that would be really useful. And I think that will give us enough. Well, that was lucky. So I've averted a nightmare, but I'm going to get hit by this nightmare anyway, and I do not want to discard these 2 brown cards. But you see, I also don't want them to come up now, and this is the difficult part. Because the brown door is so far down the chain, these 2 cards are important. We've thrown out 1 brown key, brown cards are rare. I will probably need both of these to earn this door, unless I get lucky. So I don't know what the strategy is. In fact, it might just be discarding the hand. Red and blue are relatively easy colours. If I discard my hand, I can then shuffle, and I might get more green cards. So what if I get the green card first? No, I'm going to be discarding my hand anyway. So we'll put the nightmare back on top. and grab that and discard my hand. So now I've got a nice pile of cards in the discard pile, and the idea is I'm going to redraw, hopefully get some greens. If I don't, I think it's time to switch the cards. So to switch the order of the doors that I have to gain and move on to a different colour. So let's see what we get. Okay, it's almost certainly time to move on from green, because this is getting me nowhere, and I can earn an efficient blue door. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got no green cards at all. So actually, I'm going to save those 7 cards for now, just so that I know what comes up in my hand. It makes more sense to play this card swapping spell only when I'm about to earn the door. Okay, well that changes nothing. We're going to go for that. We'll play the spell, so those cards go away. Now I have some more blue cards and some red cards, so I want to move this green right to the end. For the moment, it's going to take me a long time to earn a green, and I have a blue key here that I can use. So I've earned that door. Search through the deck for that. Okay, and that's that. Now, I've got 2 blues in a row, which is nice from a strategical point of view for one main reason. If I've earned both the doors of one colour, that means I can then throw out blue cards. I don't have to cling on to them. So if this blue was further away, I'd be thinking, well, I want to hold on to this key, this blue key, just in case I need it for that door. Once I've got the second blue door, I can get rid of other blue cards. Let's finish the hand and just check how many I have left. So I have 6 left. And I think I'll get rid of... Well, I've got rid of a lot of reds already, but they're not coming up for a while, so I'll get rid of that. And now we can swap if we needed it, which is great because I have 2 keys. If a brown card came up, if a brown door, sorry, came up, I could swap. I could use a spell. You can use a spell at any time. So if I picked up a brown door, I could immediately play the spell to swap so that the brown door would be here, and then use the key to gain it. Let's get rid of the red cards. Okay, so brown is rare, blue is more common, so I'll use a blue key. Now I've got these 2 greens, I want to hold on to them just in case. So we'll get rid of that. And now I think we want to actually play green. Yes, I think we want to play green, so we'll put that on top. We'll grab those, and we'll put that here. So now what I've got is I've got 3 greens, so I'll start playing those. And again, only actually use the spell right before I earn the door. 7 cards go away. And then I play my final green sun, earning me the door. Sorry, I didn't swap them, did I? There we go. And you'll also notice that I have enough brown cards to earn the brown door. So once I've... Oh, green, what am I... I'm looking for green. So once I have shuffled up these cards, I'm going to be aiming towards having enough cards in the discard pile to earn my brown. And currently, we've got 4, so we need 3 more. Let's see what comes up. Okay, we're going to have another shuffle. Now, my thought here is, I've thrown out a lot of reds, and that might make it start to get tricky with getting the red cards. I can often get complacent about the red cards because they're the most common colour. So I think I will use a prophecy. Oh dear, okay. So I'll use a prophecy, grab the key and the red, and when the nightmare comes up, I'll chuck out 5 cards. And we've currently got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll have enough to do the swap by the time I've played these 3 brown cards. So let's get on with... Oh, we need to pick up that first. So let's get on with playing those 3 brown cards. Now the nightmare is going to come up. So I will throw out the top 5 cards, not that one obviously. So those 4 go away, which is a bit of a hit, but never mind, nothing I can do about it. Oh, I suppose I could use my key, but I think I want the key. It's probably a bad decision. But you can't decide after you've seen the cards, so it's not important. Oops. So, moving on. Now I will use the key. Such a pity. The dilemma here is, if I draw another hand, will I have a correct brown card? And I don't think I can risk it, so I have to throw out another 5 cards. Which is really punishing. Really, really punishing. Okay, so now we have a safe hand. I'll leave out that brown just because I am about to earn it. And there it is. So now we have to play the swap spell. And we swap those 2, allowing me to earn the brown door. Now, although a lot of nightmare cards came up, that does mean I have the ability to use spells floridly, and I'm going to. I'm going to start playing reds because I can play the swap, and I have a key in case more nightmares come up. So now we'll play the swap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which red? It's either 2 reds in a row. Let's say 2 reds in a row, I think. So I swapped those 2. And now we play that. And as you can see, 3 doors left. Both the browns are done, which is promising, but not a gigantic amount of cards left. So it's going to come down to the wire. Now we've got lots of greens. Might be worth having... Would it be worth having a prophecy? I think it would be. So, obvious choice is to throw out a brown, because we have both browns, put the green on top, and go for the green, I suppose. So we have enough to do a swap, so we have to start with the moon. We grab a sun. And we can earn that straight away, of course, I forgot. Well, I've just been stupid and I don't have enough cards to do a swap. So I'm going to just have to let the door go. Why did that happen? Yep, I'm going to have to let the door go. Although I'm going to earn it anyway. But yeah, I had to put another card into the discard pile, but I have lots of browns, so that should be fine. So we'll get rid of a brown. Okay, it's fine. And now, should have exactly 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we swap the red and the green. Red and the green. And play this key to allow me to earn the green door. Now, blue and red left only. I only have 1 of each colour and nothing in the discard pile. So we are fingers crossed for brown, blue keys and red keys. That would be the most useful at this point. So, let's move this over so let's see what we're doing. Okay, wrong colour, but we'll just start discarding. Nightmare card, very difficult at this point. Essentially this will lose the game for me because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards gone. There's almost nothing left in the pile now. At least I didn't lose all tons of keys and things like that. What have we got? Okay, we'll spend 5 in a second. Just need to redraw my hand first. Oh, 2 in a row. Do we even have enough cards? We do, I suppose. Not that it makes a huge difference, because the pile is now gone. So that demonstrates how this expansion works. We have to find the doors in a specific order, and we have a couple of spells to help us do that. But it is very difficult, and adds a welcome level of strategy into this great game. It's very fun to play this version solo. Adding in the expansions is great fun so far. I'll do 1 or 2 more videos on this expansion before we move on to any of the others. So thank you for joining me. Please subscribe and rate my video and leave some comments about how these videos are. Thanks for watching.